Yo, it's D-Hop, aka The Weed. I'm here today to bring you a remake of my um, original video, The Dark Continent and its Hidden Agenda, a Hunter x Hunter far-fetched theory. So this is what this video will be about. So I'm going to be talking about the Dark Continent and the calamities that occur in the Hunter x Hunter story. And so far, we know that there has been 5 calamities. And the thing about the calamities is more so the conditions that allow the calamities to um, occur is that every time humans go into the dark continent, when they come back, something always follows. So with that said, the question is, why does it always follow back? It's because every time they go there, they're going into the unknowns. So by going to the realms of the unknowns, they don't know what they're dealing with, and they always accidentally bringing something back with them on accident. Or is it an accident? Is it an accident that they're just bringing stuff back to them? Or the other possibility is that there's a reason behind it, and that reason could be some type of conscious entity behind it, or some type of supernatural or magical, what we want to call it, force behind it, or even a scientific force behind it. So that's what we're talking about today. So we know that every time a human goes to dark continent, a calamity follows back. An example of this would be the Chimera ants. Now, no, I know a lot of you know that there's a possibility, or there's a theory that Ging actually went to the dark continent before, and then he came back. While on the dark continent, he clashed with the Chimera ant queen that we know, which caused the calamity of the Chimera ants. And he clashed with her, he wounded her, he left, and she followed him somehow, and she ended up on into the known world, which is the human world of the Hunter x Hunter fictional story. So, that said, considering that um, Ging has been, it's been shown that Ging has been, um, it's a scene, it's been shown that Ging has been to the Dark Continent. That's suggestive, really, because it shows a scene of Ging flying from a huge tree, and then he was on this dragon type creature. Now we know about world trees. If you don't know, world trees are huge, gigantic, enormous, vast trees beyond comprehension. Their roots go so deep into the ground, they're able to suck out magma. Their roots have the ability to go into the magma, and they suck out the magma from within the earth, within the earth crust. I'm guessing like in between the earth's crust and the mantle, the mantle plane, whatever, of the earth, or actually inside the mantle plane, or probably even deeper, and they suck out the magma and get their nutrients from there, and that's how they continue to grow. And that's a lot of damn nutrients sucking out from deep within the earth, the freaking core of the earth, the magma and all that stuff. And if you ever get to tectonic plates and earth science, you will know how that would happen. Shifting of tectonic plates, the magma comes out, the magma mixing in with the soil and cool and hot rock, how rocks melt at high temperatures and they cool down, how the magma comes out, and then that magma, has brings all of those nutrients and elements into the earth soil and all that crap. So yeah, if you don't know, go read up on tectonic plates. Well, I'm not. You don't have to, whatever. But I suggest you go read up on earth science to get more better understanding of how the world tree gets nutrients through the roots from the magma deep within the earth. So, continuing on with that said, the world tree, that by doing that, and also another thing is the height of the world tree is so high that it stresses all the way out into the stratosphere, like all the way out there. It stresses all the way out into the stratosphere, and when it stresses all the way out to the stratosphere, it's so out there that it's invisible. It's like on the edge of the freaking atmosphere of the earth. So, well, every time we see the world tree, we really only thing that we The sea is really the bottom. We never get to see the actual entire world tree. So, with that said, while not getting to see the actual entire world tree, we know how we can we can imagine how freaking huge it is. So, continuing on from that, um, the world tree, we don't, it's not the stuff we don't know about the dark content, but it's a few things that we do know about dark content. One thing is, it could be a possibility that King went there and came back. We know that the Chimera ants came from there. The possibility there's more Chimera ants on the dark continent, considering that that's the way it come from, where they came from. We know that there's a possibility, it's a theory that the Cursor clan came from the dark continent. We know that there's a possibility that Aluka, Killua's little sister, her Nanaki, the other entity within Aluka, Nanaki, aka something, she's part from the Dark Continent. And they saying that she's part of an I or AI, the gaseous type life forms that came from the Dark Continent. And there's a theory on that, and then that's actually pretty, I would say, hard evidence that she is. So she always says I, but that's enough. I think I talked about this on my. I talked about this on a few other videos. This if you want to know more about what I think about that, go check out my other Hunter x Hunter videos. Okay, go to my channel. On my playlist Hunter x Hunter. But back to the subject matter. So we have a Luca. That's what we know. Nothing we know about the Dark Continent is that it's a whole bunch. It's a huge wall that presents anybody trespassing. And we know that going to the Dark Continent is illegal. We know that a few others have been there, like Zeno, Isaac Netero. And so there's a few things, or several things that we know about the Dark Continent. So what I'm trying to get at is that calamities, and I'm trying to make it. What I'm theorizing. What I'm theorizing is that calamities is more to the calamities. It's not just accidental because they don't know what they're dealing with. It's actually something, a force behind the calamities. Now, could this force be dark content itself, like a curse or something? Could this force be the worsening of an ancient civilization, who has some type of power or ability that allows them to, to put a curse on dark content, or allows them to actually able to control what happens on the dark continent. Whereas anytime human comes in, they'll freaking consciously, it's far fetched. Trying to stretch your imagination. They able to consciously make things happen, make things follow them, whatever. Some type of I guess what you call it, mind manifestation, magic, or mind manifestation inability. That's number two. Number three, maybe the world tree is responsible. And what I mean by the world tree, maybe the world tree, we know that the world tree has a conscience because it's a life, it's a tree, but maybe it has a higher intelligence or conscience. Whereas the roots probably just don't go into the magma, but they go deep to the earth, and then they stress out all the way out throughout the dark continent. Possibly the world, but we don't know that. But at least throughout the dark continent. Now, I'm not saying it does. I'm just that's speculating that it does. So that's not 100% fact. But considering that it has huge roots that can go deep into the earth, those roots have to stress out, right? So that those roots have to stress out, then therefore it's throughout the dark continent, and it perhaps connection to all the other plant like creatures on the dark continent. I don't know. Maybe all life on a dark continent is connected somehow. But I don't want to stray off the point. But going back to the point, um, the world tree probably has some type of higher intelligence, whereas anything from the outside world that comes into its territory it always has something follow the humans back to their world. So I just said that maybe all life is connected somehow. Maybe on a freaking um quantum quantum level. I say quantum meaning that a non physical connection, not just through biological means, but through conscious means. I don't want to get too detailed, but and maybe the source of all this is the world tree. So the reason why I'm thinking about this is because the world tree is huge and gigantic, and I'm pretty sure that the world tree itself probably has a whole type, all type of ecosystems that live around it, on it, and within it. 'Cause that's what because trees in real life have ecosystems within them, on them, on the bark, and within the branches and the leaves, and around them, and probably on the ground too. But so considering that, it could be. So I'm thinking that what I'm saying is that considering that the world tree has all type of ecosystems, all type of life forms within it, around it, and if you can fathom that, how huge it is, now, yeah, if you fathom that, how huge it is, and how much life is on the world tree, now fathom the dark continent. So if we have ecosystems on the world tree itself, just like it's basically its own continent, really, it's really its own continent, and we have all the dark continent to also add on to the world tree. So fathom that. So if my far-fetched theory is correct that the world tree is a conscious entity and is connected to all life on a dark continent, maybe there's some type of rules or restriction or regulations set up where anytime something from the outside world comes into the dark continent and disturbs them, or not, whatever this is, come in and infiltrate. When they go back, it's something set up where kind of like karma, law of attraction, um, the cycle of the universe, wherever goes up goes down, where you send out or come back to you, because everything's a cycle. That's what life is. Life is really this a continuous cycle. So by humans going in, when you come out, someone's going to come out from the dark continent and go in into their world. You see what I'm saying? So now, could it be just be the world tree that's doing this? If it has some type of ability like that and that has a conscious a high level of consciousness where it can do that and connection to the dark continent, where it's able to do that. If so, why does it do that? Maybe it was something that happened way in the past of the Hunter x Hunter series, way in the past. Whereas something happened between humans and nature. I don't know. Something happened between human and nature. Um, and there was like a covenant. There we go. That's the word. Some type of covenant, whereas they're not allowed to go there. And now humans on the outside world forgot about it. And now they're going. And now when every time they do go there, they pay the price. So I don't know. But another thing I want to touch upon is ancient civilizations. So we know that ancient civilizations exist on the dark continent. And the reason why we know that ancient civilizations exist on the dark continent is because it's a theory that the Kurdic clan most likely came from the dark continent. Came from the dark continent, which most likely true. And we know that mysterious beasts come from the dark continent, and we know that there are humanoid type mysterious beasts. We also know that it was revealed in the manga that it was an ape type human that they found in the dark continent. In that book, I think, yeah, I think it was the book that Don Freeze wrote. Don Freeze, who is Ging's and Gon's ancestor. I don't know what category he falls under, but I know that they're related to him. Are they? They probably not related to him. Now I think about it, that was, I'm sorry, that wasn't confirmed. But whatever, it is what it is. But let's just tell you that there's humans or human type creatures on the Dark Continent. And another reason why I said this is the Chimera Ant Queen herself said that she had human in her. And Chimera ants, that they start off as like kind of like similar to real ants in the real world. So considering that they start off as real ants in the real world, in order to get to the humanoid state, you had to eat humans in order to take that DNA and give birth to humanoid ants, human mutant ants, or mutant ant humans. And we know the Chimera Ant Queen had walked like a human, talked like a human, comprehended like a human. So, with, with that said, um, there has to be something about human type creatures on the Dark Continent. We know that in order to Chimera Ant Queen to be act human like that, she already had human DNA in her in the first place. And if you if you want to hear more about what I think about this, go check out my crazy, far-fetched theory video, Hunter x Hunter, Chimera Ant Queen, Ying, and God's Mother connection. Crazy, far-fetched theory video, Hunter x Hunter, Chimera Ant Queen, Ying, and God's Mother connection. Go check that out. So, with that said, we know that there's humans on the Dark Continent. It could be a possibility that humans once were on the Dark Continent and they went from the Dark Continent and onto the continent they live on now, which is similar to our world, which is the current known world. The known world. But over time they evolve differently. Because we know that in real life when different life forms of the same species move from one environment to the next, considering with the planetary alignment and the sunlight from the sun and what angle the sunlight is hitting them on, and how much um, sun they're attaining, the environment, the climate, the foods that they're eating, the atmosphere, everything. Everything terrestrial and extraterrestrial, wherever the location is on the planet, that affects them and it makes them, it actually causes them to evolve differently. So that's probably what happened. That's a theory that maybe humans came from Dark Continent, and when they went from Dark Continent and went to the known world where they are now, they begin to evolve differently. So we know that when we do go to Dark Continent, if we do, hopefully that Hunter x Hunter continues. We do go to Dark Continent. We know that even if we want to see more humans there, we know that the humans is going to be different. They're going to be different type of, they're going to have different abilities because these humans over here and these humans over here evolve differently because of different geographical locations on the planet. So with that said, what's I'm trying to say? um, yeah. So with that said, considering that humans probably once came from there, we don't. There's a lot of history that we don't know about the Hunter x Hunter world. So a lot of things could have happened. So as I said earlier, maybe there was something that occurred, a war, a calamity, maybe the very first Earth calamity, or whatever. And when that event occurred, or a series of events occurred that caused, some type of curse, a covenant, or a rule or a regulation. Whereas every time a human goes from the known world into the dark continent, a calamity always have to follow them. So, with that said,